What's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Roro, Houston, Texas, best kept secret. One of the smartest, coolest guys you will ever meet, I promise. But enough with the small talk. Let's get down to the real business. So, I recently purchased a Radikal Nk1 semi-automatic bullpup 12-gauge shotgun by SDS Imports. Now, there is no question that a shotgun is going to be the best home defense weapon that you could ever purchase. Period. Now, when I first purchased my Radikal Nk1, I knew that I was going to have to learn how to disassemble it for regular maintenance and cleaning, since I do practice as much as possible at the local shooting range. Now, I searched relentlessly all over YouTube trying to find the specific video on how to disassemble my Radikal Nk1, but there are no videos on how to disassemble this specific firearm. So during my quest to find the right video, I did learn that most 12-gauge bullpup shotguns are Turkish, and they all pretty much have the same design. Now, the actual video that taught me how to disassemble my firearm was for a 12-gauge bullpup shotgun by American Tactical Imports. A completely different gun, but it showed me how to disassemble my firearm. Now, there was one major flaw that I ran into when learning how to disassemble my gun, and that is that the barrel was stuck to the upper rear receiver. Now, I watched countless videos of similar shotguns being disassembled, and in each video, they were able to pull the barrel away from the rear receiver with little to no effort at all. So I eventually gave up my YouTube video search and began to search on Google or another type of search engine to try and find some helpful information how to remove the barrel from the upper rear receiver. But I was only able to find that people were having the exact same issues with their Radikal Nk1s. Well, I finally found out how to get the barrel unstuck from the rear receiver, which is why I took the time to make this video to communicate this useful information so that I can help as many people as possible. I wanted this video to be short and sweet, so let's get to it. All right, so this is my Radikal Nk1 12-gauge semi-automatic shotgun. That there are a couple of different versions of the Nk1, but this particular shotgun has the 18.5-inch barrel, which I prefer for tactical reasons. I didn't want a shotgun with an extremely long barrel, so I am content with my purchase. Another thing to mention before we get started disassembly is that your Nk1 will come with 3 barrel chokes. Per the instruction manual, do not use the shells with a velocity higher than 1,300 feet per second without a choke installed, or you may damage your shotgun. All right, so with that being said, I went ahead and invested in a couple of extra chokes that can handle my choice of ammo, which are buckshot and rifled slugs. All right, so if you are using these type of shells also, make sure that you have installed the choke with either 4 slashes for improved cylinder or 5 slashes for normal cylinder choke with no restrictions. All right, now as you can see, I also added a hollow sun red dot reflex sight, and I also removed the stock hand grip and replaced it with a green laser light hand grip for if you ever need to use your shotgun at nighttime or a situation like that. Another useful fact is that your shotgun magazine comes with a plastic guard. All right, this can actually be mounted to any one of the weaver rails on your shotgun and used as a hand grip, which may come in handy. But this information is only going to be useful once you learn to disassemble your shotgun for regular maintenance and cleaning. So let's get started. All right, so the first step when learning to break down your Radikal Nk1 is to remove the magazine by pressing in on the magazine release here. All right, and magazine simply comes out. Set that in a safe place. All right, so next you want to look inside the barrel and make sure that there is no ammunition present. So you can simply pull back on the charging handle, inspect the inside, make sure there is nothing inside of there. All right, and firearm is empty. All right, so next we are going to remove the charging handle from the firearm, which is located right here. I can simply pull up on the charging handle since it's already been dismantled. Once you do it the first time, you will be able to do it by hand also, but you might need some grip pliers or something of that nature the first time, just as I did, but no worries, it'll come right out. The next step is you want to remove the barrel screw, which is going to be unscrewed clockwise. All right, so simply unscrew the barrel nut or screw and slide. Next, we are going to remove the cheek rest. So you simply unscrew this screw here. There's a loose nut inside. Make sure you don't lose that. Set that in a safe place. Lift up the firearm. Make sure you return this screw. This screw is going to be very important. All right. Set that in a safe place also. Make sure you completely remove this cheek rest from the gun. Lift up one of the latches and it's done. All right. So now we are ready to go ahead and separate the upper from the bottom and rear receiver. So you're going to go ahead and push in these 3 push pins, 1, 2, and 3. Push them in. All right. All right. So once you push these in, pull them out of the reverse side of the gun. All right. And we're going to flip it over so that you guys can see what that looks like with the push pins ejected. So push pins are ejected. Now you should be able to simply give the firearm a little bump. All right. Completely remove the front receiver. Set that in a safe place. Now we've got to remove the bottom receiver. All right. Since I'm right-handed, we're going to flip that over. And push pins are ejected. Simply pull up and out. And it is done. Set that in a safe place. All right, so now we need to remove these 2 castle nuts here. And to do that, you are going to need the included tools that came with your gun. We are simply going to attach this first one, attach the second one, and this is actually going to unscrew clockwise. All right, and then we are going to unscrew this castle nut, slide right off. And we are also going to pull this castle nut off as well. But before we do that, pull back on the tension spring and let your washers fall out. All right, you're going to need these. These are very important. Make sure you set these in a safe place, okay? All right, so now that we've got the washer removed, we can simply pull off the second castle nut, set that in a safe place, and this is the gas piston. That is going to slide right off as well. Put that in a safe place. All right. The next, we're going to loosen the third castle nut. All right. You are going to need your wrench again. So this castle nut, see which way this is also going to be unscrewed clockwise. Most of these nuts are going to be unscrewed going clockwise. So take note of that. It's going to help you out a lot. All right. So simply unscrew the third castle nut. Come on, buddy. You can do it. All right. I might speed it up a little bit for you guys right here. Right, and it is loose. All right, so this is where I ran into the issue of my barrel being stuck to my rear receiver. But like I promised, I'm going to show you guys how to resolve that right now. So the way that I overcame that issue was simply with a rubber mallet. That is all you are going to need. You simply hold on to the slide and barrel and give it a few taps. And there it is. You can easily pull that rear receiver away from the barrel, just like that. All right. All right, so it's pretty much all easy from here. So now we are going to pull back on the spring. Make sure you have a good grip on the barrel because it will go flying if you don't. All right. So once we've got that, pull that charging slide out, pull out the bolt, set that in a safe place. All right, and slowly release that spring. Don't just let it go because it will fly off. All right, pull that off of there. Remove the last castle nut and set that in a safe place. And we have now successfully disassembled our Radikal Nk1. So now we're going to reassemble the shotgun in hyperspeed so that you don't have to hear me talking much during this process so that we can cut your viewing time in half. Now your shotgun is back fully assembled and ready to function properly. Thank you guys for watching my video, and hit the like button if you enjoyed, or if you learned something new, go ahead and subscribe to me, please. Thanks again. Take care. God bless.